So a woke MSNBC analyst sparks fury after claiming she was disturbed to see dozens of American flags on pickup trucks.
Okay, we have this clip. We have this
recent
clip.
Trip to Long Island.
I tweeted this and I said, there's very few things in politics. And I try not to live in an echo chamber on Twitter. I follow as many liberal hosts and liberal, from the Matt Taibbi's of the world to Chris Hayes from MSNBC. I try to follow as many people as I can just to see, because I don't want to live in an echo chamber. That's one of the things that I don't like about Parler is that much. It's just an echo chamber.
For me, Parler is great because I get the news that I'm curious about and some of the things that are a little bit on the fringe that you're not allowed to talk about, so I like it for that. But you're right, echo chambers are no good. Once you're in an echo chamber, you no longer are thinking macro. You're not looking at big picture. You're not challenging your own beliefs. When you stop challenging your own beliefs, you're no longer thinking, and when you're not thinking, you can't see it. So I'm with you on that. But this is psychotic.
Yeah. So when you live in the cesspool of Twitter, at least in political Twitter, and you're hearing both sides, there's not much that can really make you stop and go, what? But as I tweeted when I shared this today, this left me speechless. It got to the end of the clip, and I literally just went, what? And this is why. Roll it, G.
I think this is another area where Democrats really need to get serious about talking about what this threat is. I think you said it really well, Joe, a minute ago, where you talked about the need to stop being surprised by all of this and start taking it seriously. It's really concerning to me that the Democrats haven't just gone ahead at this point and said we're doing this on our own in terms of getting a commission together to explain to the American people how we allowed the insurrection to take place in the Capitol. I think that really needs to move forward swiftly. The reality is here that we have a large percentage of the American population. I don't know how big it is, but we have tens of millions of Trump voters who continue to believe that their rights as citizens are under threat by simple virtue of having to share the democracy with others. I think that as long as they see Americanness as the same as one with whiteness, this is going to continue. We have to figure out how to get every American a place at the table in this democracy, but how to separate Americanness, America, from whiteness. Until we can confront that and talk about that, this is really going to continue. I was on Long Island this weekend visiting a really dear friend, and I was really disturbed. I saw dozens and dozens of pickup trucks with, explicatives against Joe Biden on the back of them, Trump flags, and in some cases just dozens of American flags, which, is also just disturbing because essentially the message was clear. It was, this is my country. This is not your country. I own this. And so until we're ready to have that conversation, this is going to continue. What really is concerning to me as well is it's not just Democrats in Congress. I think there's a large percentage of Americans, even some of my colleagues in journalism, who are invested in some way in pretending that this isn't the threat that it is. That is the real concern. Because, the Trump voters who are not going to get on board with democracy, they're a minority. You can marginalize them long term. But if we don't take the threat seriously, then I think we're all in really bad shape.
No pushback either. No pushback.
They just sat there.
Pushback. Mika Brzezinski agrees with her.
They just sat
pushback.
there like,
what are you talking about pushback? That was
sheep.
That was woke porn to them.
Yeah.